So part two of the shit. Don't even know how many part two. Part two, maybe part three, whatever. Speaking to accountability, or speaking where these, very inciting things that are said about my people are factual, and we should be held to account. Let's jump into the music side of the shit. Hip hop, okay? Rap gets blamed for a lot of things that go wrong, okay? I've never really been one to agree with that. Some do, some don't, whatever. There was a time in hip hop, and it's still a little bit, it's very small by my perception, it's very small. Where hip hop was hip hop and embraced all the different deliveries, unless people considered it whack, all the different subject matters that were very embracing of all the different aspects of potentially ghetto life, not necessarily just the street or the crime or the gang aspect or the drug dealing aspect. There was a time when you had party rappers who could be equally successful. You had conscious rappers who could be equally successful. It wasn't all about the street. I got the gun, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that, I make money, I sell dope. It wasn't all about that. To the era where you celebrated the dope boy, the dealer. I've heard a couple of young rappers complain. They were young, but they market more to the era where you celebrated the successful street guy. And their complaint was, now y'all celebrate the junkie. Yeah, hip hop had that, probably you can say still has that era to where being on these different opioids and shit is celebrated, or is to be made fun of, or not even really made fun of, it's celebrated. For the women, there are actually probably quite a bit of conscious or Lauryn Hill-esque, Sister Isis-esque sisters that rap. No name, Tierra Whack. It's more than that, I'm sure. I can do some research. I've probably heard some of these songs, just don't know the name of the artist, which is what I'm talking about. But what really sells is I'll fuck your nigga, I'm twerking his ass, we turned up, I'm getting dick, the ratchet shit. Am I against that? No. We had Foxy Brown in my time. We had Little Kim. And there's a couple other ones that were out there. So I can see what one can say aspects of this. Excuse me, thinking is embedded in the culture. My point is, it is not the culture. Are there not loosely, scantily dressed women in other cultures that represent like boredom? Yes. Why is there a narrative that these things are our culture? Because that's where the highlight is at. We do have Michelle Obama's out there, but she gets portrayed as a monkey, called a man. Every time it's black excellence, there's immediately a way to rip that apart, tear that down. I am not a big fan of the more stripper, ratchet style of female hip hop. Well, I mean, it's not for me. It doesn't apply to me. You know, but I don't think their voices should be silent. That's their experience. That's their life. That's what they celebrate. I mean, there's room for that too. I'm not I couldn't quote you one Cardi B song. I don't even know what the name of the song is that was most, I believe, most popular. I could be wrong. I'm quite sure she has more popular songs than that. The one where she say "Bloody Shoes." I don't even know the name of that song, but I've heard that song. I don't go to play that record, but I champion the young lady's personality. I champion that she's outspoken, that she tries. That kid, Meg Thee Stallion, I've heard other songs from her where she's actually rapping about something personal to her and not the ratchet shit. The kid can rap. I'm not going to take that from her. I like No Name, though. I like Tierra Whack. That's just my choice. It's what I like. If I hear some good music from anybody, it's good music. I wouldn't give a fuck if it's a country music. And I am absolutely not into country music. Not even a little bit. But are there country songs that I've heard like, yeah, this is a nice song? Sure. I like rock, like classic rock, like old UK pop. I like anything that might be pop. That if it's catchy, if it sounds good, I'm gonna play it. I don't really care if I like it. But the onus is on us that you can name on probably one hand, maybe one and a half, a conscious rapper in modern time. We did that. When it comes to our culture and other people who at least the music part of the culture, and other people who like it and assimilate themselves into it somehow, what we deem as notable, they're gonna deem as notable. It just is what it is. If I could say, Big Daddy Kane, Rakim, EPMD, if I could say Public Enemy, if I could say Tribe Called Quest, if I could say X-Clan, if I could say Large Professor, if I could say De La Soul, Jungle Brothers, the Native Tongues as a whole, and so on and so on and so on, and so many more from an era, they call it the golden era, whatever you relate to it as, old or washed up, whatever you want to call it. The UMCs, which came later, but still, if I can, Kwame, if I can name Hieroglyphics, if I can name Hobo Junction, if I can name Ahmad, People Under the Stairs, Dilated People, Freestyle Fellowship, these were people on the West Coast, the Far Side. If I can name these people who are just pretty much lyrical type of rappers, or they like to call them backpack rappers, the barbershop, the alcoholics. If we can name all these people who were not gangster rappers, but very talented, very lyrical MCs, then it means it was more abundant then. Now, most people say J. Cole, they'll say Kendrick Lamar, lyrically, like on some conscious lyrical shit, there's probably a few more. I like Internet James, but Internet James, I don't really know that he's conscious. He's more flossy, but he ain't gangster. EPMD wasn't necessarily conscious, but they really don't know gangster shit. You know what I mean? So the onus is on us. And it probably still is around a little bit, maybe not as much. I can be wrong. I still don't frequent and go out much. But I've still been out to a couple of family orientated, not my family, but my close friends of mine, gatherings. And you'll get a little bit of that, of our oldies and shit there. It's not as much as you're gonna hear the turn up or the line step dancing type of music. Whereas in my generation, If I cut on the Ices right now, people be like, yeah, my old school with that oldie, but that's not my music. That's my mother's music. If I'm playing Sam Cooke, that's not my music. That's my grandmother's music. But even in my generation, we still champion those records. Most of our rap out of my particular generation, the Generation X, were samples of these records. And jazz records, Miles Davis, Coltrane, Sarah Vaughan, Billie Holiday, you know, Etta James, and all these people, they were sampled. I mean, but it is what it is. Nowadays, a lot of, you know, very talented, either instrumentation from professional musicians or people who use programming and play by their ear. Either way it goes, it's talented. But the culture seems to be getting drawn out by what's popping, what's popular. So the onus is on our black people for that. Because I actually see a lot of different hood, maybe not hood, but people of the ghetto and different nationalities, they absolutely still bump their old shit and their culture and their native tongue. And they play ours. And yes, it's still to this day, I've been saying it for this easily for over 20 years. And not just me, my peers too. And by the way, most of my peers who have gone on and been married, most of them, my closest peers, they're in interracial marriages. I said this, and a broad that I dated recently, you know, was offended by me telling my very unique experience. Not that it's across the board, or that black love is dead, or that it doesn't exist. I'm saying the people that I know, me, who doesn't know a fraction of anything. I don't even know everybody in the units I stay in. I know my neighbors by face. People who live in a house across the street, I know their face. I've been there for years. But I don't know them. I don't know what they do. I don't know who their favorite football team is. I don't know nothing about them other than their face. They know me because I've been living there. I know them because they've been living in there. They say, hey neighbor, I say, hey neighbor. But I don't know them. So my unique experience is just my unique experience. And unfortunately, I'm not saying this with any kind of joy or any kind of elation. The fact of the matter is, the few of my partners that I know who are either married or in a long-term relationship, and it's black, it's kind of toxic and dysfunctional. Does that mean every relationship or male-female institution that's black is bad? And I know. I'm just talking about the people I know. The ones that I know that are in an interracial relationship, I'm quite sure they have the issues too. Listen, I don't live with these people. I don't ask about their problems. They don't present their problems to me. So I look at that as they got it together. They definitely don't wear their bullshit on sleep. I don't go to any one of my partners, because if you're my partner, you probably are a Facebook friend of mine. I don't ever see no issues or their personal shit about their relationship on social media. But them niggas that I know are together, they should be on there immediately. They should all be on there. Family, friends, whoever it is. They should be on there. I don't go looking for that shit. And I don't judge. I am just simply saying that this is a fact in my life. But the sister took it offensively, like, oh, black love and it's alive and well and black magic, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, I'm not against none of that, sister. I'm probably more pro-black than you. There's not a feature on me that I am ashamed of. And I don't dye my fucking hair. If I had hair, the Most High saw it mandatory that I go bald, so I'm bald. But if I had my hair, I wouldn't put no weave in it. Not nothing against the sisters that wear weaves. As I've been told and see on social media now, the brothers too, dread extensions. And my humble opinion is wild work, but hey, do your thing. Do your thing. One of my partners, roughly around my age, told me the other day, my nigga, some drama was going on. Nigga, they was out there squabbing female, nigga, and the little one, she was, I didn't know. I was like, and I'm looking like, what is this, nigga? What the fuck is that? Nigga, that means she ate. Okay, she ate what? What did the bitch eat? Man, listen, I'm an older guy. Cool. Fine. I'm not gonna understand everything that's new or up to date, and I'm not gonna understand it all. It is what it is. I'm gonna be dead and gone, and those of my generation with me will either go before me or follow soon behind me. And then what's new will be the norm. And then something will come after that, it'll look different. This is life. It is how it is. I don't even understand how, and I was told that's like a sign language that really means something, but whatever. I don't even understand how women come up with a trend and the men start doing it, and maybe it's unisex. Maybe I'm just fucking an old fart. And I just don't fucking know. Either way, the onus is on us of why our shit is so screwed. Why are we the subject matter? Why is it put out there like it's just us? Well, because we also help endorse drama. We like to record our drama and put it online, and other people don't do it as much as some. It's just a fact, they don't. So it's easy to say, look, this is mostly them, this is what they do. It's easy to say it. On social media right now, what do you have on your time feed? I'm constantly trying to retrain and reconfigure my algorithm. Is it mostly niggas fighting outside some fucking club or function or something? Is it mostly bitches with bonnets on and booty shorts, barefoot in the street brawling? Or is it the young lady, the young brother who graduated from college? Hell, I even seen one motherfuckers graduated from college, and they tried to rip her degree from her because the sister did a split and started twerking on stage. Hey man, I don't know. I'm an old dude, so that it was inappropriate. I think there should be a place for everything. I think some things can be handled with a bit more panache, a bit more decorum. But who the fuck am I? The youngsters don't like when you say that. The youngsters like who the fuck are you? You judging? I believe we should judge some of this behavior. You're graduating. Do I think that it's fair that they held your diploma? No, I think that was a bit extreme, and I'm more proud that the sister passed, but you couldn't do your display of hot in the ass, horniness, whatever you want to call it, hoochiness, whatever. You couldn't do that at your personal cell. You had to do that on stage. Why are we going to continue to get upset with people? Yes, I'm annoyed that people say that these things are our culture, because I'm annoyed because it's a blatant lie. But I'm more annoyed with us that we cater to the narrative, and that's the most that we can post and show the world about ourselves, our people, our culture, is when we fucking up and celebrating. It's all laughing emojis and, you know what I'm saying, whoop that motherfucker like they stole something. Okay, yeah, somebody got knocked out. That's funny. I'm no major name and no gang or nothing like that, despite my past or what I've represented, based solely on my family, mostly. That's my tie to it. You know what I'm saying? I do miss the time where motherfuckers, because there wasn't always camera phones and shit, but motherfuckers had camcorders. You trying to record something, nigga, now you go fight. I do miss that. Now we on your ass. I don't advocate for the foolishness of the streets, but there is a time and place. If that is the lifestyle, then why you publicizing the shit? The onus is on us that we have an issue taking out our trash. Do I know? I don't give a fuck what other communities do, if they take their trash out, if they don't. I don't give a fuck. I'm only concerned with what we're doing. I'm only concerned with something that may have been detrimental 30 plus years ago, still being prevalent and even more proactive now because of social media. So, I don't know, maybe is there a Jew gang out there? Probably, I wouldn't know. If it is, you would probably be a person who's in the know because you're in these areas. But I don't see that blasted all across social media. I said in part one, you know, white, Hispanic people, communities kill their leaders. It happens often. True, but I have to correct myself in that because that sounds too much of like tit for tat. Or what about you? Fuck, what about you? I still should be more concerned about what we're doing in our communities, and so should we. And it could be true all day to this other people that do these things. We do sound like cop-outs. We go, but what about them? Well, yeah, what about them? But that conversation or that perspective should be led when there's a other trying to chastise, judge, belittle, patronize us for our misdeeds or our misfortunes in our community. Other than that, when one of us say, hey man, we're doing this over here, and it is a fact that we're doing that over here, we don't need to go, but they do it too. That's not our problem that they do it too. Because soon as we violate another ethnicity, oh man, the trumpets sound. And niggas is quick to run to the table to try to, oh, we gonna DP our own, we gonna do this to our own because we don't want to that with these communities. But we don't have that same energy when it's us. And we're fucking more often than not a laughing stock. Got a white man showing up with a sign said black parents are failures at a fucking BET award. Yeah, it's bigot, it's bias, it's hatred. Like, there really is no logical explanation for this other than that. But good old us, open the doors, keep the doors open, and we're not going to be, I'm not advocating, I'm glad a majority, and I can say the majority of black people are not racist. I don't give a fuck what that dude who went on Corey Holcomb's show trying to say black people are the most racist people in America, and he's black. No, we not, nigga. What he say? I say all the time, the white liberal man and woman is the problem. You're still saying liberal. You're not holding the conservative to any account. So you're still dick riding your particular partisan. I'm not gonna lie. The onus is on us that easily out here where I'm from in Southern California and LA, there are some dope ass black owned, black eatery spots that may be in hoods. I love Johnny Pastrami's, I love Taco Pizza, but you can't fucking go in peace. You'll see a Mexican family go up and eat, no problem, whatever. Old people, no problem. Young man that can be gauged between the ages of 40-something down to early 20s, maybe even 16, 17. As soon as you walk up, here these niggas go, where you from? Oh, we just trying to see who over here. You didn't say the nigga in the police car been parked over there for 2 hours. You ain't say shit to them. But here I just want to eat. I didn't come dressed gang banged out. I didn't come with no gun in my hand. I didn't come menacing face with no look of no nothing. But that's us. We are doing that. That is where the young dude said, y'all do this to y'all. And that is a fact. But who the fuck are you to say anything about what we do to us when motherfucker you was dick riding and the culture? Who did this? Who did this? Who did this? Who did this? This person, this rapper. That's true. I could go Google a plethora of whites who killed other whites, browns who killed other browns. The onus is on black people that you have to go research it, but our shit is just out there. Because to us, our pain, our trauma is entertainment. That is on us. Anyway, part 2, man, of the same subject matter. I still don't give a fuck. Gang shit is not black culture. It's interweaved in black culture, just like it's interweaved in Latino culture. What the fuck you think it is when you see the tattooed up ball 13 on a Hispanic with the lowriders right there, and they doing a little step. They're doing their music. It's their artist. It's their music. Does that mean that that's their culture? The movement, the dress code, yes. But you can't say gangs is their culture. It's a gang culture. It's a rendition of the gang street culture that is more popular on the West Coast. Then you got Baltimore, they have their version of it. Then you got Chicago, they got their version of it. Then you got Atlanta, they got their version of it. Then you got the various boroughs of New York, they got their part of the culture. It's all street culture, it's multi-racial. Only in this fucking shit, maybe other places, but I'm gonna just worry about America. Only in this fucking country can we look at some white nationalists actually with a firearm, actually using it in public, actually shooting up random people. Don't call that terrorism, but look at what Muslim nations are doing in their own territory, albeit horrible, not championing it, not forgiving it, and say, oh, look at those terrorists over there. Oh, this is not terrorism, this is just a hate crime. No, it's terrorism. But because we are a part of the fabric of America, and I do believe we should be part of every facilitation of America, every institution of America, politically, all the branches of politics. We need to be in the executive quarters. We need to be in the legislative quarters. We need to be in those judicial quarters. We need to be on the local city level political scale. We need to be in business. We need to be in society. We need to be in banking. Every aspect of a society, we are here. We should be in it. But I believe with the core of my spirit, we have always had more positive to contribute to these things than negative. It's always been the narrative that we're dumber. That's been debunked. We're not dumber than Caucasians or anybody else. We're not slower. We're definitely not physically weaker. But I don't like that more often than not, all you got to do is dangle some money. And our very principles and core morals can be challenged and flipped and co-opted. A nigga from a whole other state can pay a few niggas from the West Coast to get on another nigga from the West Coast. No cohesiveness at all. No militancy, no phalanx, no structure, no order, and we do boast about these things. Oh, see, they got ranking, and we don't do all that. Ain't nobody gonna tell us, and it has served us miserably. It's an abortion. The whole fucking thing's a fucking disaster. The woman against the man, against the child, against the lighter shade, against the darker shade, against the elder, against the youth. Roll the Willie Lynch papers up like a joint, and I guess we could smoke on that, though.